The financial lie we've been rewarded for believing. Have you ever noticed something strange? Two people earn almost the same income. They live in the same city, shop at the same stores, and even drive similar cars. 10 years later, one of them has a healthy investment portfolio and the freedom to choose how they spend their time. The other is still waiting for payday. What happened? Most people assume the difference is discipline or luck. But often, it's neither. It's a financial lie we've quietly been rewarded for believing since our first paycheck. The lie is simple. If your monthly payments are manageable, you're doing fine. It sounds reasonable. Banks approve loans based on monthly payments. Car dealerships advertise monthly payments. Phone companies advertise monthly payments. Furniture stores advertise monthly payments. Almost nobody talks about the total cost. Let's imagine someone named Daniel. Daniel is 29 and lives in Chicago. After taxes, he brings home around $4,800 a month. His finances don't seem unusual. Rent costs him $1,700. His car payment is $520. Insurance adds another $180. Student loan payments are $350. His credit card minimum payment is $140. Utilities, groceries, internet, and his phone add roughly $900. Streaming subscriptions, gym membership, and a few weekend dinners take another $500. By the end of the month, there's not much left. Nothing here looks irresponsible. In fact, it looks normal. That's exactly why it's dangerous. Daniel doesn't think in terms of ownership. He thinks in terms of affordability. Every financial decision passed one simple test: can I fit this into my monthly budget? The problem is that this question ignores something much bigger. Time. Imagine Daniel finances a $38,000 car over 6 years at an average interest rate. His payment feels manageable, around $500 each month. But over those 6 years, he'll spend well over $40,000 by the time interest is included. And during those same 6 years, the car continues to lose value. It's entirely possible to spend over $40,000 on something worth less than half that amount by the end. Now multiply that thinking across furniture, electronics, vacations, and credit card balances. None of the purchases feel expensive because each one is divided into small monthly pieces. This is one of the oldest tricks in consumer psychology. Humans naturally experience less emotional discomfort when a large number becomes a smaller recurring number. $500 sounds easier than $40,000. $30 a month feels smaller than $360 a year. Our brains are surprisingly good at accepting recurring costs while ignoring cumulative ones. Businesses understand this very well. That's why almost every industry has shifted toward subscriptions, financing, installments, and payment plans. They're not necessarily trying to deceive anyone. They're simply presenting prices in the way people are most comfortable accepting. Over time, something interesting happens. People begin measuring success by what they can finance instead of what they actually own. A nicer apartment, a newer SUV, a luxury watch, the latest smartphone. Each purchase says something about today's lifestyle. Very few say anything about tomorrow's financial freedom. The strange part is that society often rewards this behavior. Someone driving an expensive vehicle is assumed to be successful. Someone quietly investing hundreds of dollars every month usually goes unnoticed. One displays wealth, the other quietly builds it. Those are not always the same thing. Now imagine another person. Let's call her Emily. Emily earns almost exactly what Daniel earns. She doesn't avoid spending because she's afraid of money. She simply asks different questions. Instead of asking, "Can I afford the monthly payment?" she asks, "What does this decision cost me over the next 10 years?" Sometimes, the answer changes everything. A lower car payment might allow an extra $400 every month to be invested instead. invested consistently at an average annual return of around 8%, that $400 each month could grow to roughly $73,000 over 10 years. Not because Emily found a secret investment. Not because she earned more. Simply because she recognized that every recurring payment competes with future wealth. This is the part that many people miss. Personal finance isn't just math. It's psychology. Every purchase represents a trade between your present identity and your future options. Modern culture constantly encourages us to improve our image. Financially intelligent people spend more time improving their flexibility. Because flexibility creates opportunities. It allows someone to change careers, take time off, move cities, start a business, handle emergencies without panic. Those opportunities rarely come from a higher monthly payment. They usually come from lower financial obligations. None of this means you should never buy nice things. Money is meant to improve life. The important question isn't whether something is expensive, it's whether the long-term cost matches the value it brings to your life. That's a much harder question than asking whether the payment fits your budget. But it's also the question that slowly separates people who always feel financially stretched from people who gradually create financial freedom. The biggest financial lie isn't that debt is always bad, or that spending money is wrong. The lie is believing that affordability and financial health are the same thing. They're not. A payment can fit comfortably into your monthly budget while quietly limiting your future for years. Once you start seeing money through that lens, financial decisions become much clearer. Not because life suddenly gets cheaper, but because you're finally measuring the full cost instead of the monthly one. If you found this perspective useful, consider subscribing for more thoughtful conversations about money, psychology, and long-term wealth.